shut the door.
Yeah,
Oh, wait.
right. These belonged in the courthouse.
Yeah, I saw these,
Yeah.
all these out here.
Yeah, there's another group of them. We found all those in a big pile over in the church. This bank has been through a lot of renovation. They did a little bit, not much in the 50s, but mostly in the 70s, the 80s, some in the 90s. But when they gutted it after the flood, a lot of the stuff was taken over and put in the Catholic Church.
Oh.
And so it's been, more than likely was moved along with a lot of the other ones or taken down and then rebuilt. So I do have some information
in this case,
in our history books
was
about
another
Baptist
window where
churches.
churches.
So I can always email you that information and that might answer your questions.
Because I know she would, my grandmother would not go to church no matter what, and they would always walk.
Yeah.
Yeah, one time, Thomas, that was on there, said that, no, I'm not going today, I just don't feel like it. And she goes, yeah, you're going. She said, no, I don't have a belt. And so she takes off her belt, throws it in, and says, come to church. Put on her belt, there's no saying no.
Yeah, the counter ran from this wall here all the way down here, and then there was a little half, gate with a little lock thing for the tellers to come into. So this was the public area, and there was, from reading other documents, there was a table over here in the corner where you could, write your slips out or whatever. And yeah, like the recessed, this is the second floor.
Oh, this is.
The water was up to the ceiling.
Yeah, that's why I was.
Okay, because they said they brought boats,
Yes.
and then somebody put her in a boat and
There's
stuff.
a picture, yeah,
Yeah.
we gave her a picture in that, yeah.
Yeah, and she still remembered it, and like I said, that YouTube video, well, the lady has her own thing, about 160 families.
40 census.
Like those.
Yeah, this is it.
First
Yeah,
time.
yeah. They are actually, it says New Shawneetown.
Mhm.
So we know that they're not living here in 19. Okay.
No, this is in California,
Yeah.
and it's a ghost town.
Okay.
And there's a Hitchell buried there,
Oh,
and all they knew about him is, and he's from they went to Alberta, Canada, and they came down, they were miners.
oh, wonderful.
And that was the fourth immigrant. 60, 1880,
Everything.
Okay,
You
that's
need
from
to
my
keep
family.
looking.
well, this is from Logan County, and because 7 came from Bayonne, New Jersey, from Ireland, and they were a Hitchell.
And they were
And then there was in a grave she went out. She lived in California for a while, and she did medical research stuff out there.
Thomas Ridgway.
On that.
Yeah, he bought it in 1861 at the start of the Civil War, and then they lived in it throughout the Civil War. So, I should have brought those pictures. Later on, they brought the Johnny toilet in here, and I just found out recently that the old, you pulled the chain, gravity, did, the water, gravity did its thing, but the water receptacle was still opened in 1841, and then by 1843 it was closed because they had the scare of, banking, doing,
Oh, sure.
all kinds of, So it went up and down, up and down, up and down, just. So, but over the years, it was purchased and owned by different people, but, and on, displaced people, and the school that's no longer
Oh, yeah,
here
the school.
was used. There were lots of people in the school, lots and lots, so chances are the brothers could have been taken. Now, some of the people were actually taken to other towns.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
No, they ended up all together here.
Yeah.
I do believe that. But for a while, I just wonder.
Yeah.
You're leaving your kids.
Being,
Yeah, it should be some down. She described it really very well.
having the boats.
That would stay in their mind.
And into a boat when we went off,
Yeah.
And the cold.
And then every
Yeah.
How cold it was.
So how was February? There was ice and snow father was James Galt, who worked at this bank and stayed up here during the 37 flood.
Yeah.
And so it was very interesting to listen to him talk about his father. Talk to him about the safe and the vault and some different issues that I've been researching for the state. So I get to talk to lots of people about all kinds of different
Well,
things.
yeah, but you remember it all, my gosh. Incredible.
Most of it, I won't say all.
The mortise lock, but that they have down fit in, you can take them out, when you take them apart, there's a spring.
Yes, I've got a pile of them down there.
The
Yeah.
spring pops out, and you gotta hold it. I've worked on.
Yeah, hang on to it, yeah.
What it does is it throws all the pieces aside,
Oh, yeah.
and you don't know how to put
I know,
that.
yeah,
Did
then
we get
then
you
you're,
up with
then you're
one?
gonna, yes ma'am.
Oh my gosh.
So this is the service ladder, I've got 2 pictures
Oh.
of this ladder. This
I
ladder,
thought.
and they both have locks on them. Now tell me.
How is he gonna get in there?
Hello, how are you gonna get up there and get in there? But anyway, very interesting.
No, they put locks on a lot of things.
Mantles we brought back over. Yeah, I love the old numbers.
Here's the old timber right here. Now this, oh, it's hollow, it's just a board. I thought it was a timber. But,
Good.
yeah, I see it, yeah, the adds marks on all this stuff here, you know. It wasn't refined. And they put wood pegs through there to join it up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's,
Take this down and come back up and do another.
let me go in front of you.
No, this is just roof access and that door opens and slides, yeah. And so that way you can go up there and inspect the roof, you know, as needed and make repairs. Because otherwise, how are you gonna get up? They lived in the orphanage home in Indiana.
No, didn't know that.
Oh, really? All of them?
All of them together, yeah. 1900
So that's
census.
4 of them
That's 4 of them.
that lived there.
Yeah. So this is the 1900 census, and here they are listed back here.
Okay.
And they're listed as inmates, but that's how they did that
Yeah,
back then.
they-
Yeah, and I'm thinking that's kind of, you know, whatever. Okay, so here's the actual census record with them listed on here. And on the 1900, it gives their birth month, their birth year, and where they were born and where their parents were born, and they do not know where their
Okay.
parents were born.
So I
It's
wonder
listed
what
as
happened to
unknown.
the parents, how they got to the orphanage, any way of checking that?
Things were tough.
That would
Her-
be,
yeah,
that would be
her birthday
rough.
was in November,
Yeah.
like.
Okay,
22nd.
so then we go to 1910. All right, and here it's spelled Lisle. And she is a hired girl, probably a maid or whatever, in the home of the Dentons. And there's a hired man.
I've heard of the Dentons.
Okay, and there's a hired man living there by the name of Daniel Murray,
That's it.
and that's who she ends
That's
up
it.
marrying.
That's how she
Okay,
married
so
him. Yep,
she's
Daniel.
15, going to be 16, and he's 40.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's
That
why he
didn't
died
stop him
early
from
and
kids.
left him.
Okay, so, and here's the census with them on it. I've noted that in red for you. Then we go to the 1920 census, and here's Daniel and Leona, and they had Clarence, Christine, and Robert
Yes,
were their first 3 children.
yes.
And here's
One
the
was born
census
in
again.
Birmingham, Alabama. Does
No.
it show that?
That
Not
was
yet.
your mom.
That was your mom was born
Oh,
in
yes, that's
Alabama.
not the first
Yeah,
3.
No.
because then you have to have
Yeah,
Wayne and
these are all,
Thomas.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, born in Kentucky, okay. Then we have Daniel passes away and she marries Robert E. Scott. And
Yeah.
they are now living in Alabama, and the children are Clarence, Christine, Robert, Carlos Wayne,
Yes.
And Wayne,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, that was it.
and Thomas.
Thomas, yeah.
Okay, and they're all listed as the stepsons and stepdaughter to Mr. Scott, and then later on, a couple of years later, is when your mom was born. Okay.
Because she went down to live with Christine
Yeah.
in Alabama.
Her oldest
Her
daughter.
daughter,
yeah.
oldest daughter.
Okay, I was
And
wondering.
She
Yeah.
went down there and lived there, and that's when she had.
Because that's
Okay.
probably, Scott had died by then, Daniel Scott? Do you think he had
No,
died?
he had.
Daniel Murray.
Daniel
Daniel
Murray.
Murray.
Robert
He had-
Scott.
He had died
Yes.
before they moved down there, yes.
He died in 33.
Okay.
Robert Scott was born in 1891 and he died in 1933. Okay, because they're
Oh.
listed on the 1930 census. Okay,
Okay.
so by then your mother had been born, in Alabama, but he died and is buried in Westwood Cemetery, which
Okay.
is out here. Okay, so I don't know where Daniel Murray is because I figured he wasn't the blood parent, so I didn't go down that
Yeah,
road.
that's fine.
Okay,
This is
so,
a wealth of
and
knowledge.
she's listed as Murda, not Berta, but they did that because, you know,
Who is?
your mom.
Oh, Birdie.
I know, but she's
Yeah,
listed as
Murda.
Murda because
Okay.
they did
Could
that.
never
They,
find that.
like, what's your name? Birdie. Okay, my great grandmother's name is Roberta, but she went by Birdie.
Oh,
If
So-
Birdie was Birdie.
Yeah. So, but then sometimes they were
They just
Birdies,
don't.
sometimes they were Murdies, sometimes they were whatever. You
okay.
know,
Maybe
Myrtle. Who knows? You
Some of her
know.
relatives, Guyula and Eulela.
Oh yeah,
You
you
know,
got
I'm
yeah.
trying to think.
Martha was actually Patsy. That was, I mean, they had nicknames. Everybody had
Oh,
nicknames.
gosh, yeah. I
Okay,
do
Elizabeth
remember
was
that.
Anne or Liz or Beth or whatever. Okay, so you've got all those. So here they are in 1940, and there's Leona. She's now a widow, and then there's her children. There's Robert Wayne Thomas and your mom,
Yeah.
Berta. Okay, and so then there's that census record. Here's Carlos Wayne Murray, and he's born in 1920. He died in 93.
And this is where Carl Dean got his name. And Robert was my Uncle Bob. Your Uncle Bob.
And so here's some, and this came off of Find a Grave. So this is information.
Grave.com, my favorite.
Yeah, I know, I love that, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
So, these are just some random pictures from the 37 flood, because I didn't know how much you had gotten online, but I
she
mean,
has a whole bunch on
there's a
her.
plethora
Yeah.
of photos online.
Yeah.
So I just went ahead and printed off one of some people on a boat
Oh, yeah.
here local, some people that were walking down the road, and you can see one of the tents.
Sandbags. Carrying sandbags. Is that what that is? Or
That's,
clothing,
that's
probably.
probably all the belongings they had
Yeah.
left in the world. This is the school, the high
Oh,
school
the hi-
that's in New Shawneetown that you passed
Yeah.
just before.
We didn't go that way yet.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
We'll go that way out.
All right,
Kentucky.
all right. When you go that way and you come into Shawneetown, on your left-hand side, there'll be an old school there, and then there's a little junction produce place there. This is where they're walking. This is that picture right there.